and from Glenn. This was the focus of what we did was to have the very best process possible that had expert input, that had ministry input, and that had community input as well. So the 32 criteria and the weighting all resulted from that input. They became the basis for doing that phase, or stage one, phase one scoring, and we covered how it happened. And when that scoring of the 32 criteria was completed, the first and second place properties, one being we call Site V, which is the one behind Home Depot, was in first place, marginally ahead of Site N, which was the one in second place. To pick specific criteria, the issue was there's not one reason why they were picked. There were 32 basic reasons or factors that went into the final decision. And road access was very capably covered by Chris. It was very important. Although there's some misinformation floating around about cost and that, but road access was very, very important. Some properties had terrible access. Some like these two were reasonably good. But then you go into, we measured things like how long would it take a fire truck to get there? Imagine a hospital fire, what that would be like. So you'd have to have a great, really easy emergency management. The EMS services, how long would it take for them to get to the hospital? All those things had to be, there was, again, 32 criteria that covered just about everything. So when we got through that, that was 70% of the total score. Everybody, as Drajan indicated, was told specifically that the two vendors that did qualify for phase two, they didn't know who each other were, and they didn't know that if there was 5, 4, 3, or 2. They were both given specific information, again, on how that would work. The per acre price, the additional cost to come up with an acquisition cost, they all thought it was understood and let's go at it. So the difference, because they were close going in, the cost factor was significantly to the advantage of property N, which is a combination of the price per acre based on a 50-acre property and the cost to move on for us to acquire the property. So that 30% was enough to put the property that was in second place to the top of the grade.
Because